Is Chestguard contact okay? That's what we're going to talk about today. So thank you for joining me, Mike, because I know we had a question about this recently, didn't we? And we wanted to kind of clarify this.
We certainly did. It's always good to be here. And yeah, an interesting topic with many different views, I think.
Yeah. The specific question that we got was actually about, they said, does getting firm contact of the string against the chest guard, does that stabilize the bow? Which is an interesting kind of angle, if you like, to kind of go towards this on.
Yeah, it is.
And initial reaction from me is yes. I guess technically it does stabilize the bow. But right out of the bat, personally, I wouldn't recommend doing it for that reason. Like, it's not like you want to stabilize the bow.
Yes, but.
Yeah.
It's the yes followed by a really big capital but.
Exactly. So what are your thoughts on that kind of stabilization part that the person was asking about?
I guess if you, like you said, if you just take the question as it is, the answer is yes. But then you have to appreciate what are the knock-on side effects and the win-lose from that situation. And also, like with all of the things we talk about in here, there's different extremes. When we mean chest contact, we might just mean a light touch. And when other people mean chest contact, they might mean back here, really dug into their chest. So how much chest contact is always a key factor. I guess I always look at chest contact as it's a risk. If I had a choice between, if the athlete had two positions they can shoot in that shot exactly the same and I was happy with both, and one position touched and one position didn't, I would honestly prefer it if they shot in a position where they didn't touch.
Yeah.
In the simplest form, it's just one less thing to vary. If we want to just keep it as a simple argument, having one less thing touching the string is one less thing that can be a different pressure, can be wet, can be dry, can be humid. It's just taking out another variable. But also for me, I hate what it sometimes does to the arrow flight. And again, we have to say sometimes, not always. So it's this balancing act, but most of the time, if you can avoid it, I can't think of anyone who deliberately does it. Or do you? Because I think you probably are right. It probably does help you stabilize the bow. And if I think of, I have in my time as Paralympic coach, I've had a few recurve athletes come to me shooting from a wheelchair, and they've got really used to the bottom of the string touching the side of their chair. Oh, it stabilizes it so nice. Sadly, it's 100% against the rules and you'll be immediately banned. But once you're used to drawing up and resting your string on your chair, funny enough, it really does stabilize you because you've propped your limb on something. But it's not something you're allowed to do. So this is an example of, so when I talk about it affects the arrow flight, this is an example of what the arrow and string want to do if unhindered. If we have no chin contact, no chest contact, and the string is free to do its natural movement, the string comes into the body that much. I think if you go back and maybe you can see it, we're talking about 1.5 centimeters, maybe 2.
Quite a lot. And maybe for one, this is Juan Rene Serrano, but in this example, because of his release, he gets a lot of deflection, doesn't he? So probably even more than that for him, because this initial movement.
But we want to explain to people, we don't want to get rid of that movement. That movement is what makes his arrows flip past the rest there and not touch.
That's
so if you're thinking you want to, if you're thinking you can see it, doesn't matter what position he has, his knock-in, his fletchings. Because a lot of people think that, if I could just have a release aid, super straight release. No, because then you're not going to use your arrow rest and your pressure button in a meaningful way, and your fletchings will just smash straight back into the rest. So it is the curve off our fingers that actually causes our arrows to go round our arrow rest. And if you hinder that movement, typically it's with a lot of chin. That's the most common thing I come across. If you hinder it with your chin or with severe chest contact, you hinder how much the arrow can move this way. So then it hinders how much it can go this way, and then it hinders how much it goes past the rest. And I had issues from that, as I covered in my channel. Issues with that, with chin contact, was causing my fletchings to nearly touch my rest, and the actual back 5-inch of my shaft just tapped into my rest every time, just knocked my rest out of the way. And again, it's another variable as your arrow is flying, which really does worry me. I dread to
Yeah.
think what it's like when I do a bad shot. And sadly, I did a few of those. So yeah, the chest contact, yes, it might stabilize your bow, but for me, it opens up a whole other realm of possibilities of how things can go wrong. But
With it, yeah.
often, I feel like it's not a choice and you have to minimize it, deal with it.
If you're enjoying this video and want step-by-step guidance from me to improve your technique, check out my Online Archery Academy video courses. Go to onlinearcheryacademy.com, click Explore the Courses for a special discount. Now back to the video. Yeah. And I guess this kind of comes on to, it's kind of what you said, so I would say the same thing. It's never something that you deliberately do to stabilize your bow or that kind of thing. But in kind of a weird way, I often use it as a gauge if someone's in enough alignment, because it's kind of like I feel like if most archers get into good alignment here, especially with the bow shoulder, I've got an overhead maybe I want to share in a minute. But if you're not touching the chest with the string, then it kind of means that your shoulder is back, unless there are some exceptions. If, for example, you're Brady and you're mega flexible and you can kind of be slightly hunched over and away from the bow to get a massive amount of string clearance. I mean, he can actually even shoot without an arm guard, which is really rare as well. But yeah, so maybe I'll share this.
You could put your hand between the chest and the cut. There's not even close.
Exactly, yeah. So in kind of, I'll share this.
It's interesting.
This
I must admit, I haven't looked at that on him for a couple of years. I don't know if it's still exactly the same or whether it's closer now than it used to be. Because he's sort of changed his draw in the last couple of years, so maybe that's
it's gotten
as well.
Closer.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is an example of specifically, I was looking at this chest contact, and you can see here that obviously the string on the chest guard, and it's this slight dragging there, which is not too much of an issue on this particular shot. But the problem, like what you were saying, is, okay, maybe on this shot I've placed the string here, but on the next shot, if I happen to just place it a little bit differently, or if the chest guard has moved, or if it's cold, as sometimes it can be in the UK, and I'm wearing thicker clothes, then maybe it's going to be deeper on the chest guard and that kind of thing. So this is kind of the issue. And I've got some other examples I'll kind of share here as well. But essentially, I would say you want to get into a good alignment. And for most people, this is going to basically make the string touch the chest guard. But then you do want to minimize it. And I want to give some examples of some women archers, because this is almost, inevitable, if you like, for most women. So, for example, this is Kang Chae-young. And you can see here it's quite deep chest guard contact on the chest guard here. And you can visibly see the deflection here. And again, because of the alignment, it comes in more.
Yeah, it does. It really does, doesn't it? And again, one quick thing to cover. Most of us, when you go and buy a chest guard, end up with a mesh type one. But a lot of the Koreans, they do stitch unbreathable, shiny plastic over the top, don't they? Which is sometimes a bit uncomfortable, because you can literally see how sweaty your chest guard is getting underneath. But they do, so they do put work into this, and it's not just a fashion thing, isn't it? They do often put some shiny material.
Exactly.
Literally, sometimes like clear plastic, yeah?
Yeah. And this is what I'd always recommend, because if we go, for example, I've got another video here of Kim Woo-jin. If we show, and again, I think this is important, because obviously Kang Chae-young, she's going to struggle more with clearance, but someone like even Kim Woo-jin, he's got a good amount of chest contact here. Yeah,
he has. That's more than I thought he'd have, to be honest with you.
He's got such good alignment. He's got such a lean back.
Yeah.
But what you were saying as well, every single Korean archer, everyone with chest contact, and that video of me with the mesh, after I took that video, I put the plastic on the chest guard, because if you do touch at all, you need to have the plastic on the chest guard, because you don't want it grating against that mesh. But here you can see a reasonable amount of chest contact, not as much obviously as Kang Chae-young. And then we've got another one as well. If I bring up here, Im Dong-hyun. So we've got Im Dong-hyun again. He's a bit more upright than Kim Woo-jin, and still has quite a deep amount of chest contact. He's taking a little bit longer at full draw.
I wonder if this is not made any better on the ladies, particularly. The Korean ladies are known for often shooting longer bows than you think are necessary for their draw length.
Yeah.
You might think they can shoot a short or a medium bow, and in fact they're shooting. So just to be clear, instead of shooting a 66 or a 68-inch bow, which would match their draw length, often they're found shooting 70-inch bows, which of course makes the chest contact that a little bit worse as well.
Yeah, it could do. So like in this example with Chang Haijin, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 68-inch bow, even though she could maybe even shoot a 64, but she's probably, 66 would be a general one, wouldn't it? But yeah, with that kind of contact, this one's not too bad. Like it just about touches. But yeah, like I kind of mentioned before, I wanted to give some examples because in particular, women are going to struggle with this more and they're going to be like, okay, what can I do? In honesty, there's a couple of, if maybe it's good to cover some technique things that they can do, but posture is going to be the main one, isn't it? So not arching your back too much because that's going to basically make the string dig into the chest more. Not leaning back because like we saw with Kim Woo-jin, even for him, posture is good this way, but because of a slight lean back, he has the most string contact of the guys. And then you just have to put that plastic on your chest guard. So I just got an A4 document folder from like some, from Staples or whatever it was, but like you can get them anywhere, but it's just a bit of plastic. And I sewed it onto my chest guard and I did such a bad job that someone else said, do you want me to redo that for you? So you can maybe get someone who's a bit more skilled.
I can believe that, yeah.
But yeah, you have to have that because that mesh is terrible for grating against the string. And while we're on the subject, you've probably seen this as well. Avoid, if anyone's got one right now, throw it away in the bin. Eastern chest guards that are like they're really thick. They've got this like padded chest guard. I can't remember the model. It's terrible. You just throw it away or give it to your club.
For me, beginners. It's not even just that. It's too hot.
Yeah.
If it makes you, it's like you're putting a blanket over half your chest. No. Considering how most of their other products I really like, the chest guard. No, the chest guard is a
Pretty
no.
terrible.
But it's also interesting that we can't recommend to you a shiny plastic unbreathable one like most champions use. No company is making it, and I think it's because it's not as comfortable to wear because it is hot and sweaty and unbreathable. So the best ones you can buy are the mesh ones. They are the best you can get. Win & Win, Angel, Shibuya. But then we still suggest you modify them yourself. You can go to a material shop and buy some nice coloured material. You don't have to cut up a document folder like Ash has. You can buy something nice. And fashionable.
Get some cute little kittens on it, like the Korean.
But it is
archers
surprising that we can't recommend you to go buy a chest guard that's like the majority of champions use. It's interesting that the market has decided not to do that.
To do that, yeah. Maybe we do a joint Online Archery Academy Coach Michael chest guard. Can have our faces on the chest guard where the string goes or something.
Happily let you do that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the main thing I wanted to cover today. So. Is it fine? Yes, and probably desirable indirectly. Never do it just for the sake of it. But yeah, definitely need that chest guard. And like you said as well, you do need to be careful of the issues it can cause, particularly even if you have the chest guard and you have the plastic over it, to tie your t-shirt back as well, because you do not want, if you shoot at 70 meters and you're shooting well, and it's like, it's all good, low left blue, it's all good, low left blue or black or whatever, that is probably string touching your t-shirt or something.
And I don't want to hear like I hear most of the time is, I don't need a chest guard because when I'm at full draw, I've seen on the video, there's a centimetre of clearance. Yes, when you're at full draw, there's a centimetre of clearance. And as soon as you release, as you see from that video, the string comes in and away. So, yes, just because you look like you've got clearance doesn't mean you actually do when you shoot.
It's me again here. If you don't want to join the courses just yet, but you want help from me, sign up to my free weekly newsletter by putting your email address in at onlinearcheryacademy.com and clicking join now. Or click become a member to join my online membership community where you can get access to loads of exclusive content plus ask questions directly for me to answer in Q&A sessions. So check that out if you want to. And now back to the video.
I just want to bring up something for the ladies, Ash, just because as coach, I spent quite one of my female coaches took this as a project, seeing what effect ladies' undergarments had on chest clearance.
Yeah.
And the peculiar thing is, the worst thing for chest clearance was a sports bra.
Oh,
which was so
That,
counterintuitive.
yeah.
Seems at that point, all of our athletes were generally going to training in sports bras because they might go to the gym afterwards. But because that flattens your chest and pushes your chest to the side, so it actually moved it into the string. So even though we might think, sports bra is good for keeping your chest down, it actually makes your chest wider. And we actually got much worse chest contact with a sports bra, and actually a bra that brought your chest together was actually better because it's literally moving your boob from the side away from the string.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So our athletes, their going out underwear was actually much better than their sports underwear.
Interesting. Okay.
And then we actually got sponsored off a company. Once we published this, one of our athletes actually got free underwear from a company leading into the Paralympic Games. So that was good. But so it's a bit counterintuitive though, because I know a lot of people, sporty people, wear a sports bra, go to archery, then I'm going to go to the gym or I'm going to go for a run. Yeah. But actually, sports bra is not good for archery. You want more of a going out bra that brings things together and away from the string, not flat and towards the string.
I'm going to have to order a whole new wardrobe now.
Sorry, Ash. So the performance will be worth it, okay?
The performance will be worth it, yeah. But that's really useful, though. So I'm sure a lot of people will find that useful because, I'm sure a lot of people would never think that way round. I wouldn't have thought that way round to
It's
even try
absolutely
it.
exactly the opposite of what we thought. We were making the female coach was doing this project to prove that we should be wearing sort of sports bras.
Yeah.
And it totally took us in a different direction.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. That's really useful. So let us know in the comments as well if there's certain things you've struggled with chest clearance, or if you're a female archer and you've tried different types of bras as well, and you've had a similar experience. Let us know in the comments because I'm sure other people might find that useful as well. I hope that was useful, and we'll see you in the next video.